Welcome to the challenge round. Here's the breakdown. The first competitor, standing 5 feet 7 inches, weighing 225 pounds, Silvio Samuel. And his opponent, standing 5 feet 6 inches, weighing 230 pounds, Round Rockel. And we begin, as we sometimes do, with the front relaxed pose. This is an excellent matchup. It's a definite apples versus oranges situation here. And the front relaxed pose, could honestly go either way. Both men have their positives and negatives of this pose. The legs, it's hard to say. I mean, Round Rockel's definitely got the conditioning down, but look at the massive quads of Samuel. It's unbelievable. But having said that, I'm going to give Silvio just a slight advantage here, just a one-pointer. And I will say it could go either way, honestly. I mean, the Round Rockel's shoulders here are just massive. Just look at the delts on this man. And you look at the arms, the biceps, and definitely boys against men here. Silvio's dwarfing one Round Rockel. And look at the chest, the massive chest of Silvio here. Of course, Round Rockel's very conditioned. But having said that, let's move on to the side chest pose. This one is a close one. But I am going with Round Rockel on the side chest. He just displayed a whole lot better. When you break it down here, Silvio is doing quite well for himself. But as I said earlier in the last shot, the conditioning department of Round Rockel's is very impressive. But let's not waste too much time on this pose, and let's head into the front and double bicep. Wow, conditioning here for Round Rockel. Very impressive in the conditioning department. I will say, this is a terrible pose for Silvio. I don't like to use that word ugly, as I said before, but very ugly pose for this guy. With all due respect for Silvio Samuel, but you can't win them all, so to speak. It's an excellent pose for Round Rockel. So having said that, this victory's in the bag. Let's move on to the front lat spread. And conditioning here for Silvio. Very impressive. I will say, most of the times, I do choose the guy with the more dominant lat spread themselves, the actual lats. And in this one, I will say, Round Rockel's lats are very impressive, and they are scoring ahead. But just look at Silvio. He looks like a beast in this pose. And look at the lag ratio towards his waist here. He looks like a monster. And the conditioning, like I said earlier. And the ab department is just night and day. So I'm just going to edge out a victory here for Silvio Samuel in the front lat spread. So let's move on to the side chest, or the side tricep, sorry. Now this is an easy one to judge. There's been a lot of difficult ones through this contest, but goes without saying, Silvio Samuel takes the side tricep with ease, I might add. Now let's have a look at the, what is this? The ab and thigh pose. Another victory here, 2 in a row for Silvio Samuel. Very impressive ab development. Not the smallest waist, but the ab development themselves are just very impressive. And on the part of Round Rockel, he has a very blocky set of abs. and not very aesthetically pleasing. But having said that, Silvio Samuel gets another decisive victory. Now let's have these gentlemen spin on around and snap a rear double bicep pose. It's not looking very good for one Ronnie Rockel, as I'm going to vote for Samuel in this one, Silvio Samuel. I believe his lats are just genetically superior. The legs are leaning towards Ronnie Rockel. It's very dry and not striated, but it's cut up, the hamstring department. But the glutes are definitely going towards Silvio's favor. And the back development, like I said, is enough to warrant a victory here in the rear double bicep for Silvio Samuel. Let's have these gentlemen stay in this position and hit a rear lat spread. Ronnie Rockel, I will give him this one. But will it be too late to pull himself out of the fire? I don't know. There's quite a few victories in a row for Silvio. But having said that, let's have these gentlemen turn back around and hit a most muscular pose. I'm going to give this one to Silvio Samuel, and just by a hair, just by a smidgen. The conditioning on Ronnie Rockel is a little bit superior. But then when you look at the massive arms, once again, Silvio, and those quads, wow, very impressive set of legs. And as I tally up the points here, it should be no surprise to anybody that your winner of this challenge round is Silvio Samuel. Silvio will now await the challenge of another challenge round winner to do battle in the Gladiator round.